perfect French baguette. And whatever you want to put in it, you can put carrots in it.
It's spring mix.
Yeah,
it's literally just a spring
care.
mix from one of those bags of lettuce.
Yeah, with a bunch of mayo. You're going to walk out and be like, man, that was a fucking good time.
You can mask anything, right?
Literally.
Inside a good, but that's it. And oftentimes that misconception of that shitty tortilla, you're like, I think I'm team flour instead of team corn. It's like, well, you may be that, but wait till you try these like freshies instead of like the store-bought guys.
Yeah.
It's revolutionary.
And now more than ever that I make my own, I appreciate how much, and I was like just killing my ancestors with me like buying tortillas or doing. Like, I get it now. I understand. Now that I made my own tortilla. The first time I made a tortilla Bruto was one of the most special days that I've ever had cooking.
So how long does it take you to, let's say you're doing it for the family. Let's just say we're talking personal stuff.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to make if you wanted to make your own tortillas at home?
So there's different ways of making tortillas, and the easiest way of making tortilla would be. I
love how you say it. I know. I mean, I'm a redneck, so I can't pronounce words how they're supposed to be. But I love it when I hear it pronounced
tortilla.
The right way.
It's there's different ways. Obviously, here at the restaurant, we do the old school traditional way of doing it through the wet mill, where we have the volcanic stones, and we grind the corn, we cook the corn for 12 to 14 hours, and then we get this fresh clay of masa. But at home, you're looking at the dried aspect of it. So just like you would flour, hydrated with water and salt, and you make the dough, and then you press them, and then you throw them. Same thing at home. That's how you do it.
How long does it take you to knock one out? You could knock them out for the family.
For the fam, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
It's still good. It's still a good time.
Oh no, it's great.
Yeah, it's still a good time.
And it's enough for everyone.
Especially
but
if you're.
It's not like a tedious. You're not going out of your. It's not like this is a arduous process. Like. When I see people making their own bread at home, I'm like, damn, you spent all day making fucking sourdough? I had to go to work. Like, it's wild. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we make piata here in house with the Polish, and even that it's only 4 hours,
dude,
4 to 5.
That bread, and so this is one of the best things I think that folks would understand when you try it and if you have it. So the best. That piata bread turned into a torta.
It's an achote braised pulled pork, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's called cochinita pibil. It's traditionally.
Cochinita pibil.
Cochinita pibil. It's from
Is that P-I-B-I-L?
Yep. It's from the Yucatan. It's an old school traditional way of cooking pork with achote, which is annatto seeds that have been ground, and then blended with other condiments, and then rubbed. And then thrown inside a pit and cooked overnight, and then in banana leaves, and then opened up in the morning, and then you have tacos with pickled onions, which are called chinipec, which are the onions that we have here as well.
Dude, this podcast is about to be bilingual. I'm picking up so many words. I'm writing down what it is so I know how to describe it later.
Yeah, cochinita pibil is the traditional way of making the pork. It's a traditional dish from the Yucatan.
Process of
it's
doing
the dish.
leaf?
It's the dish. It's pork, and then
because that thing is immaculate. Like I have
you.
a picture from when I was here for lunch, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and that one will be on the Instagram that people will see. That is possibly one of the best. I mean, I added you to the Sandwich Power Ranking because that had been the first time I had seen it. But it was a mending of like
two cultures coming together.
Oh my God!
For sure,
I took revolutionary in my mouth.
I took the dry storage piata that Kelly has been making for over 10 years, and we stuffed it with shredded pulled pork and pickled onion with pickled onions, and then we put our an avocado salsa, and then we do an umami aioli, we like to call it.
Dude, so it's not too like mayo-y, it's not too runny.
No, just a scotch.
And if you really like kind of use your fork and stuff it all, like mix it all together, like slowly in there, you kind of get a little bit of everything in every bite. It's so good. Okay, y'all, it's literally like the Stoner's Paradise.
Yeah, it is.
And it's right here in the corner of the dairy block, 18th and
Wazee. Well, this is Blake and Wazee. Yeah.
Blake and Wazee. Sorry, I forgot about Blake. Market's next one up. Come on down here and try it. They have lunches open Tuesday to...
actually, we're open 7 days a week now.
For lunch?
For lunch.
I thought Mondays everything was closed.
So we decided to go 7 days because of summer and Colorado Rockies and
fuck yeah,
all
smart.
that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so come down here and eat dank ass lunch every day of the week.
Every day of the week we have it really good lunch. Great selection of mezcal, raicilla, bacanora, tequila.
Rosé is delicious.
Rosé. We have one
Andrew, the mixologist over there. He's a wizard in the back of house.
The
He's
dude
killing it.
crushes all of our drinks. We have Cece, which is our wine director, who just brings in some of the best wine in the state of Colorado, sourcing locally, sourcing from Mexico, just sourcing really fun wines, you know?
Hey, let's talk about that. Y'all threw a fucking gnarly goddamn party a couple weeks ago.
We throw parties all the time, but this last one was really gnarly.
And so for folks that don't know, they need to be following y'all on social media. Give everyone y'all a quick plug. How can they find Bruto? Because that's where they're announced. I mean, on all social medias, but if you're on Facebook and listening to this podcast, you're fucking weird. But for what's your like Instagram, Twitter tag, anything like that?
Yeah, so it's Bruto. It's pretty much just Bruto Denver. So if you go to your Instagram page, just search Bruto Denver. We post everything that we do for both Bruto and Back of House. Like I said, we do both things. But the alley for us is our way of just having a really good time with really good food and really good drinks. So now that's turned into like this huge. I like to say
it's a block party.
It's a block party in an alley.
Or a couple weeks ago for Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Y'all had Benny Bloom from Lettuce come out here with a little quartet / I don't know. It was a clusterfuck of just like having fun and like people coming and playing music. It was like sitting in with Grammy award-winning artists. And then y'all also had their wine selection available. So are y'all doing a lot of these pop-ups through the summer as well?
Yeah, so these are going to continue to keep going. So we did the one with with Benny. That was super successful. So much fun with the wine and him playing, and then us doing the robotic grill. And then
we got to talk about that now.
All through the summer, we're going to have parties pretty much. So the way I look at it now, it's just like a big old block party with really good food, really good drinks, and really good music. And that's what we're going to really push this summer.
And, you know, if for, let's say, the guys or the girls that are listening and they're trying to sell their significant other on it, the free market also has tons of shops, too. They have, there's a barber shop in here if you want to come grab mezcal and then swing over there and get a little clip. Shop, you have Topo, you have Aesop, you have all sort Alchemy Works, or I can't remember who all's here, but there's a buku of things to do in the dairy block. But you can sit here and eat, munch, drink while the significant other shops.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds down here. Really, it's funny because the restaurant literally sits in a shopping center, so I find that really cool because it's like I have a 12-seat chef's counter where we serve you a 7-course tasting omakase, and then I have a taco stand in the alley. Yet you can get the vintage label for some really great finds, Aesop, Topo. You can get a haircut.
I mean,
it's like literally you can do everything and like within one-stop shop.
It's great, and so y'all have a great vibe that's going to continue on through the summer.
Yep.
And so, what would be the best way? Like, so obviously it's come up whenever you want for lunch for the omakase dinners. Obviously, that means chef calls it, chef's tasting menu. What is the procedure? Do they need to go to exploretalk.com?
Talk. Yep, Talk. Okay. We're on Talk, and that's probably the best way to go about it. You can always call in, and usually somebody answers, but Talk is 100% the way to go.
All right, so we've talked about the business. We got that out of the way.
Yeah.
We still have a couple more minutes in business segments, according to our time frame. So I do want to ask, how was it when you moving back in 19? In the midst of, I guess right before the pandemic, working at Old Major, which for those that don't know is now the 5th string, so it's no longer with us. How was that a readjustment? Coming from El Paso where you had a spot, called up to a bigger, not even a bigger city. El Paso's fucking huge.
It's pretty big. It's just they don't have a lot of eyes on them, in regards to the food scene.
It's just Western Texas.
Yeah, it's Texas. It's El Paso. Like, it's super rich in culture, and the things that people are doing down there are wild and really fun, but they just don't get the attention that they deserve. So, and for me, it was like I need to make a better living for my family as well. So, we came here 2019, was at Old Major, just really enjoying myself, doing some really cool stuff, and then fucking COVID happened, and I lost my job. Justin Brunson literally was like, "Hey, I'm closing Old Major. It just doesn't make sense for me anymore. It's done. I'm sorry." And I was just like, "Well, don't apologize, man. It's not your fault. It's fucking COVID." So
who expected a goddamn pandemic?
I lost my job. I got furloughed, and I ended up working at a grocery store for 6 months, making sandwiches. And
which one? You at
Culture Meats and Cheese down at Lever's, Locavore.
Okay.
It's
so
still
working
home for
Justin
because Justin was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, the only thing I have for you is Culture." I said, "I'll fucking take it."
Yeah, I mean, at least it keeps something going.
I get whatever. I did it. It was fun. It was, it gave me. I made a living for myself and my family, and got through COVID, and and then I walked in here one day in October, late September, to come say hi to Chef Taj, which you've had on the podcast a few times. I met him through a mutual friend. It was super serendipitous. Everything kind of just happened really organically. Kelly Whitaker was sitting right there in the corner of Bruto, and I came in here and I said, "Oh, that's Kelly Whitaker." I knew who he was. I was like, "Can I have 5 minutes of your time?"
The guy's a goddamn king in this town.
He fucking runs this
town.
Shout
out to Chef.
So, I knew exactly what it was.
Appreciate it.
So I knew that, I knew who he was. I was here to see Chef Taj just to say hi, shoot the shit. I was another cook. He was a cook. He was doing these advocacy kitchens. And I saw Kelly and I said, "Hey, can I have 5 minutes of your time?" And I literally said, "This is what I can do." Showed him my resume. I have a grill that, I grill shit off of. And he was like, "Oh, shit."
Dude, let's talk about that. And I want you to say exactly what the word is for both of the grills, because you have two of them.
Yes.
But one has gained quite a lot of notoriety in the neighborhood because it's not only photogenic, but it's also sexy to watch your meat get carved. And I don't mean that in like a OnlyFans way. I mean that like in a fun way. But so let's talk. Obviously, first off, I need to hear this elevator pitch that you gave Kelly. I mean, obviously, that's a great call. Wait, I don't know if you.
Yeah.
That's big stones.
It's
literally
like,
hey, shoot your shot. It's sliding in the DMs of Melinda Gates.
I literally slid into his DMs. Yeah. No, I was just like, "Hey, man, this is who I am. I'm a cook. I've been furloughed. I was working for Justin Brunson. I have this grill that I built during the pandemic because I was bored and I had nothing to do, and I wanted to put it in my backyard, and we put it in the backyard of my house. And the first time I used it was for my daughter's 3rd birthday.
You're talking about the big grill.
The big grill. It was in my backyard, and I lit it up for my daughter's 3rd birthday, and me and my friend Sarah cooked on it, and I cooked for my neighbors and for a couple of friends just for my daughter's birthday, and that shit went viral. Like, people were losing their shit, and that's how I got a hold of Taj, and Taj brought me in here, and I got a hold of Kelly, so I showed Kelly what I was doing in my backyard. He was like, "What the fuck?" So he invited me to go work at Wolf's Taylor one night. I worked with him. We had a great time, crushed service, and then he offered me a residency at Bruto for the advocacy kitchen. So I had 3 weeks to do my pop-up. It was Pinchi Umami is the name of my pop-up, with the big grill. And at the time, we did 7 courses inside of Bruto for 3 weeks straight on Tuesdays. They all sold out. He offered me a job. That's it. That's like the story.
Dude, that's awesome. So, and last week's guest, Chef David, I think we called him Master Creamist. Or creamist of the mostest. I can't remember what nickname we gave him. I'd have to ask Josh. But it was we gave him a nickname as well. So y'all knew each other from doing
the parking lot and Levers.
So it's like a grind. Like all of y'all, we've kind of been doing this series, it seems like, and it's not an intentional series, but it's of folks that have been fucking grinding through COVID and unorthodox, different ways to make ends meet, and now it's starting all to come to fruition or to bloom. Like, we're starting to see the reaps of
everything that's been happening throughout the last
just working your ass off.
year. Yep. Me and David met each other in the parking lot at Lever's Locavore. I was smoking barbecue for Justin Brunson, and a smoker that you put in a parking lot. And for me,
I know which one you're talking about.
I was just smoking.
I may have gotten it from you.
Yeah, I was just smoking barbecue.
Shit. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So, and then David just was delivering his ice cream in the parking lot, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy? He's just delivering ice cream and shit." And then he came up to me and was like, what's up? I'm David. I'm like, what's up? I'm Michael. And then, what do you do? I fucking cook. He's like, what do you do? I make ice cream. I was like, all right, you're kind of cool. And then, yeah, dude, we just became friends, like, right off the bat. And then every week he would come and deliver ice cream when I was smoking, and we would just, like, keep in touch. And then he came to one of the first pop-ups, had dinner here, and we've been friends ever